Hi, I'm Genevieve and I'm the PSLE Science Specialist from the Pique Lab Learning Center. Today, I'll be sharing with you the key concepts of magnetism and the correct methods to tackle commonly asked questions in your exams. I will also be clarifying some confusions that many of my students face, and I'm sure you might be facing them as well. I will talk about this in the video later. But first, let's look at this question. John hung a bar magnet above a steel paperclip which had been tied to a weight by string Y. The steel paperclip remained in the air. He then gently inserted a thin plastic sheet between the steel paperclip and the magnet. What happened to the steel paperclip and why? So let me ask you, what are the 3 rules of magnetism? Well, I would call it the 3 golden rules of magnetism. So the 3 golden rules of magnetism would be, the first one, magnets can act from a distance. Number 2, magnetism can pass through non-magnetic materials. And number 3, magnets can only attract magnetic material. Before we jump straight into the question, can you recall the 4 magnetic materials? How do you remember the 4 magnetic materials? Well, my students would usually say, "Teacher, Superman is not cool." Or I would usually tell them, "Smoking is not cool." S-I-N-C. So S would be steel, I iron, N nickel, and C would be cobalt. So after going through the 3 golden rules of magnetism and the 4 magnetic materials, you will be able to answer, why did the steel paperclip remain in the air without inserting the thin plastic sheet? So you would tell me that the steel is a magnetic material. Hence, let's go back to the 3 golden rules. The 3 golden rules talks that the magnets can act from a distance, magnetism can pass through non-magnetic materials, and magnets can only attract magnetic material. In this case, we can answer that question by using golden rules number 1 and 3. Magnets can act from a distance and can only attract magnetic materials. Hence, we can answer this by saying that the bar magnet's magnetism can act from a distance to attract the steel paperclip, which is a magnetic material. After understanding the simple concept on how magnetism works on magnetic materials, we can now add in the second part of the question, which says that they have inserted the plastic sheet between the bar magnet and the steel paperclip. So now you can tell me, what about the plastic sheet? So the plastic sheet is a non-magnetic material. So if we go back to the 3 golden rules and zoom into golden rule number 2, magnetism can pass through non-magnetic materials. Hence, we can also say that the magnetism can pass through the thin plastic sheet, which is a non-magnetic material. We can observe, therefore, that the steel paperclip would remain attracted to the bar magnet. So now we are ready to combine and answer this question. So the question says, what would happen to the steel paperclip when you insert a thin plastic sheet between the steel paperclip and the magnet? So we can answer this by saying that the paperclip would still remain attracted to the magnet. And to explain why, we can use the 3 golden rules by saying that, number 1, the magnet can still act from a distance, golden rule number 2, and its magnetism can pass through the thin plastic sheet, which is a non-magnetic material, golden rule number 3, to attract the steel paperclip, which is made of a magnetic material. So next, let's talk about the common confusion that most students face. I would first ask them to look at this setup and tell me what would happen to the light bulb. Most students would tell me that the light bulb would light up because there is electricity flowing through the circuit, and also the electricity would flow through the coils of wire around the copper rod. Then I would ask them, okay, so what would happen to the copper rod? Will it become an electromagnet and attract the paper clips? Most of my students will answer yes. However, this is incorrect. We need to remember that there are 4 magnetic materials that can become electromagnets when electricity is applied. The copper rod would not become an electromagnet because it is not a magnetic material, and therefore it will not be able to attract any paper clips. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you have a better understanding on how to tackle questions relating to magnetism. If you'd like to find out more about our programs, you may visit us at www.thepiquelab.com, or you can get in touch with us at 8621 1533. Thank you and goodbye!